What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and today on Dice and Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. This is published by Nemesis Games and designed by Dirk, Sommer, Pawel, Mazur, and Cornelius Cremin. Hopefully I pronounced all your names correctly. If not, feel free to let me know down below in the comments section. Now, this is a 1 to 4 player cooperative 4X game that is set in a dark fantasy setting. What you will be doing in this game is taking control of a faction, fighting against two opposing factions, the forces of chaos and the Emperor. You are a hero of your faction, and you are trying to stop the end of the world. Now, the game is played out over the course of 4 chapters as you move your troops, expand your territory, and liberate different regions from the forces of chaos and the Emperor, and you hopefully will save the world. But the end of chapter 4, if you have not, well, the world will truly end. The curse of the Emperor is upon your land. Well, I think I've talked enough about the game. Now let's take a look at what's in the box. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. Now, I've been eagerly awaiting the arrival of this game. It was delayed because of everything going on in the world, and we now have it in our hands. So let's take a look at what we've got. I do love exploration games and 4X style games, so the idea of a cooperative one was just something that appealed so much to what Julie and I like to play, so we couldn't pass it up. So here we've got the tiles, and what look to be some tokens related to the different colored tiles. So I'm just going to put them down next to the box, so you can see on the back that they're unexplored. We also have potentially an uprising in the capital. Very cool. So we'll just place everything down as such. So what the back is, we'll take a look. We've got some new colors. So you do have a few other looks to be like maybe some special locations that will go down. I have yet to read the rule book, so looking forward to getting a chance to do that and hopefully get this to the table in the near future. Here we've got the board. Do my best to give you guys a look at it. It's not that big of a board, actually, but it looks like we've got a few other boards, which is always kind of nice, gives you a little bit of flexibility in terms of the setup, but I'm going to do my best here to showcase it. So you see we got lots of tiles, places for locations. It looks like it's got a nice guide on each side of the map so that all players will be able to use the reference, which is very smart. Too often you only have the reference on one side. We've got this other board, the 2 other boards here, the Chaos Graveyard, the Hordes deck, and it just looks like it folds out like this. Then we've got the Legions deck and the Imperial Graveyard. Not quite sure what each of those is yet. Then here we've got the chapters and quest board. So this will help you track where you're at in the game. And I wonder why those are upside down like that. Not quite sure. I'm sure I'll find out once we actually get it to the table. So we've got the combat sequence. So just 2 nice reference sheets. They are good quality, so happy about that. Oh, sorry, we tapped the camera there. Apologies. So here we've got the rule book. I do like the fact that it's spiral bound. Paper's good quality. Don't think it's going to cause too many issues in the long term. Easy to flip through. And looks like we got everything there, but this is quite the rule book. I mean, it's a 50-page rule book, so I think it's going to take a little while to go through. That being said, the pages are on the small side. So we have a few more tokens here and a location. And then here we've got what looks to be the different player boards, the faction boards, like the fact that we've got some different art for the factions that are part of the Uprising. So liking everything that we're seeing. Also love the premium quality components, the custom fitted trays, and we've got resource boxes. Everything's even labeled, as you can see under there, which is just far too cool. I'm looking forward to getting everything punched and sorted. Now here we have, and they're unassembled, so fee cards, faction components. We'll see how all of this is going to come together once we keep going through this. We have the acrylic standees, and take a look at some of them. They're all a little different. I don't want to spend too much time just going through them. So we've got colored acrylic standees. I love the, look really cool. Looks like we have maybe Yanni, the hero. We've got some details to the dice that you're going to be rolling for each of the characters. And here are these just are the plastic bases for them. And I'm not sure if there is a guide in the rule book. I had taken a quick peek at it before just to see. But yeah, I'm going to put everything back into the bag. I really don't want to take too much time, like just showcasing the miniature well, not the miniatures, the standee details. I feel like that's something that can take a really long time in this unboxing. So we'll move on away from that a little bit, but really like the trays. So we've got each faction. We'll take the top off just so you can get a look. So each of them has their own faction tray here. So cool stuff. Let's see what we got here. So we have resource boxes. We have another resource box. So I'll have to take a look to see once we punch everything where it all goes. I should be able to remember how to get it all back together, hopefully. It would have been nice if there was some kind of guide that I don't see yet here. But this is really cool. There's a spot specifically for the dice. We did get the extra dice, which we'll show you later. Let's see what we got in here. We do have these large wooden tokens. Looks to be like some are for different factions, but for the scoring track as well as the forces that will be opposing us. So looks cool, good quality, like the feel of everything. Put that back in the bag. Here we've got some red crystals, standard crystals. Won't take them out if you've seen some of our other unboxings or played a bunch of games recently. You've definitely seen these types of crystals before. You get one big old bag of custom dice. We've got a few different colors, so we'll take a look at those more detail. I'm just trying to get like one of each out, but I think I need to take more than one out. So let's see what we've got. So we've got purple dice. They each have different symbols on them. Same for the white dice. They don't. They got different symbols. Seems to be more defensive. Got more skulls here on the black ones. We got a red one hiding over here. Lots of skulls. No lightning bolts, unlike the purple ones. Lots of skulls on the yellow one, but only single skulls. Then under here we've got the blue dice, which has skulls and defense with some of the shields. Now, who's going to be using which die? I think it will have something to do with the faction. Probably have some advantages and disadvantages depending on which side you decide to play. Now you got a big stack of cards here. That's awesome what I'm seeing right there. We got a nice dice distribution list. We do have the easy tear for this pack of cards, or supposed to. It's a little stuck, but not too difficult to get open. Let's see what we've got. We've got dice distribution. Cards have a nice feel to them. Not sure how much shuffling you're going to be doing with these. Aether's Essence. We have a quest. Place one item or one of these crystals on each unexplored region that shows crystal. If you flip the hex, place one legion, place one curse. And so these are different quests. I'm guessing they're going to be coming out. No, these aren't quests. These are events. So they sort of be how you'll be spawning different enemies. They'll be showing up in the game, which we all have in there. Yeah, so that's the big event deck. Here we've got what looks to be some of the big player characters. Barent the Wall, Feanor the Archon, Ranya the Wanderer, the Seer. It looks like we got some of the quests or enemies. The Lich Queen, The Chaos Hordes are some of the big bads that we'll be facing. The Courtesans, the Warlocks, so that's from the Imperial Legion. A deal with demons is the quest Break the Shackles. So, you know, always if there are 0 skeletons on the map, every player gains 3 points. So these are what you're going to try to be completing to advance and level up or just get more experience in the fight to take down the last Emperor. So, the curse of the last Emperor. So we'll place these cards back here. It does look like you've got enough room to sleeve them, or it could be that some of this room is to store some of the expansion component in this box. I'm not sure how that was designed. So we've got space for hexes, things like that there. Looks like we also do have potentially some of the feat cards and things like that. So we'll just take a look at the back. Yanni the Hunter, Sindra the Witch, Call the Destroyer. So we look like we got some specific cards and items. Enzo the Trader, Feanor the Archon, Deadpa the Seer. We have the Druid cards and Baron the Wall. So all of these specific cards, which have different abilities. Archery and Clash, so these are like different Druid cards, not sure what they do. So we're just taking a look at this stuff quickly. Like I said, I haven't gone through the rules and I'm not in a place where I can explain it, but we got some cool items here. So far I like what I see from everything. We'll get this stuff placed back. Get the cover back on. Let's see what we got here. Well, it tells us what we have here. We've got the Garrison Legion, the Chaos Skeleton Hordes. We have walls and towers, activation tokens, and threat tokens. So like the other stuff, I'm not gonna take too much of it out. You can see the nice acrylic standees. Actually, you know what? These ones have a little bit brighter background, so I don't really showcase some of the enemies because you got a little bit more variety with Siren, False Messiah, Odor the Fallen, the Counter Romans. These look really cool. Love the feeling of each of these. So I definitely know that this is going to have some fantastic table presence, which is definitely something that appealed to me about the game. We'll put these back. Looks like we have some specific style tokens here. We'll take them out and take a look at them. These are the curses, the corrupted skeleton hordes. I'm not quite sure exactly what these are. These look to be, you know what these are? These are pieces of the towers that you're going to build for base control and stuff like that. So this looks to be like the bases, and then we've got second level, and then maybe potentially like the top or bridges, something to go in front of them. I don't want, let's take them out anyway. A little bit of a pain, but I'd rather showcase them. This is an unboxing. We've almost taken a fair look at all the content. So this looks to be like what goes on top of those bases we just saw. And then these very much represent maybe the another piece on top of it. Not quite sure yet. We'll have to see when we get through the rule book. So here we have the enemies. So like the Mage Breaker, the Assassin, Spy Master. Some of them are upside down. Hard to tell where they want to be. The Executioner, the Emperor. So cool stuff. Really like the different colors. Also, one thing if I hadn't figured out yet, the fact that everything is using pastels means that the game is very much colorblind friendly. So that's something that is always very nice to take into account, that level of accessibility. I should try to get the bases back in here first. I think this might be a little trickier to put back the way it was. I'm just curious also how well the acrylic standees are going to go back together. And then here we have some of the other tokens. to calculate a few different things. I don't like the fine points on these. I feel like it's something that could get damaged over time. Have to be careful with that. I feel like sliders for the different player sheets. They don't feel all that tight, have some flexibility, and they look cool, so I think they'll be solid components. All right, let's take a look at the last set that we have here. So we've got maybe what goes inside those forts, so little towers with tiny bits of detail. Probably hard to see on the camera with how far up I have it, but pretty cool feature nonetheless. And I like the idea of building these components, like idea-wise, but how long is it going to take? It's going to slow down the gameplay. That's something we'll find out once we actually get this game played. So we're going to put the lid back on, and fits back in fairly well. Almost put stuff back in out of order. So we have things here, and there actually is something that we didn't look at because I moved them aside. So let's take a look at this last section here. So these look to be maybe some potential faction elements, bases. Now they're all pretty much the same shape and different colors. So this could be where the Uprising takes control. Now you're going to keep track of your own territory. Now, you probably don't need to keep the plastic bags for everything. I probably still would, just because it makes things a little easier. And the game trees are done very well to have just enough room to sort of fit everything. Now, this one is a little tighter and probably will be a little trickier, so it's up to you based on how you're going to store this game if you really want to keep all of the trays. But it is really cool how everything fits well, locking together. Now, you notice the box was popping up, but I'm sure that once we get a lot of the tiles and things punched out and stored, we're probably going to find that we've got a fair bit of room. So we've now taken a look at everything that is in the box for Uprising. Now, I'm just not quite sure about the tiles as of yet. That seems to be the most complicated thing, is where those are going to go and be stored. Now, we do have access to another box because we did go all in here. I'm not putting this back exactly the way it came out. Doesn't really matter, because next time I take this out, I will be punching it, sorting it, and then hopefully getting this to the table in the near future. This is one of the games that we do have on our review slate, and we plan to get it to the table sometime in February, provided everything goes according to plan. So there you have it. That was what's in the box for Uprising: Curse of the Last Emperor. Now keep it right here, as I'm going to be coming back at you with the expansion box, the Arch Nemesis expansion. Let's take a look at what's in the box for the Uprising Arch Nemesis expansion. So we did go all in on the game, and as you can see, we had a lot of cool components. Let's see what we got here. Just another safety notice. We have some new tiles that will be coming into the game, and they're special tiles, and we've got these new omens that we haven't seen before. Slide that over and place these next to the box. We've got another Uprising rulebook here, which has a lot of details in it. It's pretty cool. And then looks like we're not getting a ton of new rules. We got some new expansion factions, but then we get a lot of backstory. And I do love my lore, and looks like we've got about 40 pages of lore in different chapters. So I'm probably going to read through this just because I always enjoy that aspect added to the game. So we've got some of the new faction boards that you can play as. Pretty cool. I wonder if we'll like some... Oh, there's a dinosaur. I mean, who doesn't want to be a dinosaur? Like, that's just too cool. So here we have, once again, similar trays. I think as much as I want to compress some stuff, like it looks like this will easily fit in the other box, but because of these trays and the sorting of everything, you're not going to want to get rid of this expansion box. So let's see what we've got here. We've got like the Kraken, Harvester, the Empress, the new faction cards, King of Plague. So we got some new quest cards, and you can see just on the back, the Herd, the Imperial Legion, Chaos Horde. These don't look like quest cards exactly, so I'll have to figure out what they are once we get it to the table. I can put these back in here for now. I don't want to take too much time going over the standees. You can see what we got. So the new legions, we've got some of the stuff for the new factions, different colors, which I always like for each of the factions. It does look like this can be used in gameplay. I'm gonna really have to take my time figuring out how to sort through this stuff. So here we've got some of the new enemies. Once again, the Empress. So these are some of the new enemies as well. Now just move those out of the way for the moment. Here we have another of the new factions with all their pieces. Once again, some nicely detailed acrylic miniatures. We'll do, not miniatures, acrylic standees. We're going to take a closer look at all this stuff once we do go over the components for the game. I'm probably going to have to definitely cut down on the components, but once we get a chance to review both of these, I'll try to make sure that we get a nice closer feel as I'm able to just sort of control the area that we'll be working in just a little bit more. Because I'll be taking out specific things. So these ones look a little different. I'll take them out. Oh no, they're the same, but this bright color is very nice. So I figured one of them would dive out of the bag. Would not be an unboxing that I do if something didn't decide to run away from me. So we have more of the faction. Then we have, looks to be another set of faction components here. Yeah, because of the dice. See if we can just pull the name guy out. I just want to double check. Yeah, Mukala, or Mukla. So another set of factions here. Now looks like they could have been. They could have probably done a little bit more in terms of designing the storage for this box. I'll have to see really like mixing both boxes together. At least the color coding of everything makes it fairly simple, but it's quite clear that they used just the same things for the factions here, even though you've got a bunch more. As you can see, cards. And now here we've got, the components. Here are the wooden score trackers, which we'll take out because we want to get rid of this silica gel pack. So you've got the new wooden score trackers with the new all the symbols right there. So we have also the the new locations, or the new markers, same as the old ones, just in more colors. Back in here. Then we've got the other more faction cards here. So a little tricky to get open. Doesn't quite want to. Is there better? No, it's definitely, I can't quite see where the tab is. I really wish they would do a better job of making cards easy to open, but these aren't the end of the world. So once again, you've got for the different characters. Really, other than that, you're just getting some more of these faction and character cards here. So we're not going to take a look at too much of it in detail since I don't know what the rules do at this point. So put that back in its tray. Get it box back up. For the moment, I'll take these cards, them back where they were, and we'll get this all boxed back up. I would love to have everything compressed into one box, but with the components that we've got, I'm not quite sure that's realistically feasible at the moment, and I do love just the high quality game trays, and I don't see a way to get all of them in a single box. So there you have it. We've taken a look at what's in the box for the Arch Nemesis expansion for Uprising. Now keep right here as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Uprising Curse of the Last Emperor when we get it to the table, there will be plenty on those feeds. You can also get a little bit of some, well, not a little bit, you can get hints as to what will be coming up on the channel. So make sure that you check those out. Also down there is a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click that link, you'll get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel as a portion of that purchase is returned to us. Also popping up in front of me will be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release. Then over here, once it's ready, there will be our review and how to play of Uprising Curse of the Last Emperor. Until then, there will be something related. And now with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.